Welcome to round 4 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of December 13th. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Nicole Eridix.
Hello.
And Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
As moms of teens and young adults, we've survived those little kid days, yet we're still rethinking the decisions we've made all through our kids' lives and worrying about what's going on right now. Today's Thursday, which means it's time to get into our obsessing. And today we're obsessing about parties. 'Tis the season after all. So, in general, we're going to talk about seasonal parties, but it's really apropos to parties any old time of the year. How do you and your partner handle parties? Do you stick together like glue? Do you divide and conquer? Do you stand by the buffet table? Do you go into the bathroom and never come out? Do you have somebody
you never go in the first place?
Do you schedule somebody to call you after 15 minutes with an emergency back at the house? Do you have your own parties so that you don't have to go to anybody else's house and you can hide in your own bedroom? How do you guys do parties? We are not, as you may have gathered, tremendously social folk here at the Morrow household. We would really just as soon stay home and watch TV or do work in my case. There's always work. But are y'all party animals? How do you and your spouse do partying?
One of us does it with a great deal of grudging and secures an exit time prior to getting there. We're staying for 1 hour. But then, I would say we don't stick together. We tend to
one of you goes and socialize and the other one stands in the corner.
It depends. It depends on how many people we know. Like if we know a lot of people, then we'll probably spread out and be a little, more independent. But if we only know like each other and one other person, then we're together. That's for sure. So we just recently had a neighborhood holiday party to go to. And, of course, we just talked to like our neighbors that live right by us and that we're closest to anyway. It's like, and this party is, you pay to attend it because it's, it's like a large party for the whole neighborhood. Right. And we spent some money to just talk to our next door neighbors that we can talk to over the fence for free. But anyway, we didn't mind. So what about you, Nicole?
Well, back in the day, we enjoyed going to parties, but as I get older, I am far less of an extrovert. I like to stay home. I like to avoid gatherings.
Yeah, I hear you.
Especially if it's people that I mostly don't know. I don't really have it in me anymore to like put myself out there and meet new people. I'm just not that much of an extrovert. Isn't that awful?
Yeah.
I just kind of want to, do my...
No, it's not awful. I didn't mean to mean that, but...
No.
It's extremely understandable. Yeah. I am super sympathetic.
But I feel bad because my husband likes to, he's way more extroverted than me. And he definitely is happy to go to a party. He'll talk to anybody. He'll talk to the closet door if he has to. Like he's one of those people that is, very much will just chat about whatever. He doesn't care. And then, so usually in the past, I was never that extroverted, but I would just kind of do my thing and he would do his thing. We would separate. But these days now it's like, I just go stand next to him because then I don't have to make any of the effort.
He's doing it all.
Yeah. I just kind of follow him around from person to person, nod and smile. And then actually we're going to one of those events tonight where I'm just going to be sitting there and he's going to be doing all the talking. And then I'll be like, I'll either, kick his leg or Or like give them the eye, the look, right? Like, let's go.
Right.
Or yeah. So definitely I've gotten far less sociable and party-ish than I used to be. Yeah. So which is frustrating to him because he likes to go do things, and I'm always complaining, I don't want to go. Can't you go by yourself?
Yeah, we used to give a lot of parties. That used to be our thing. We would have it at home, so it felt more comfortable. And for years and years, we did this, starting with our, when we moved into our house after our wedding. Most of our friends were single, and so we would be sort of the party house. By which I don't mean we gave big, drinking parties and stuff like that. But we had a backyard pool. We had an above ground pool, so people would come over for that. We got into a pattern of having a party on July 4th, Labor Day, and New Year's Day, and everybody knew and everybody came and went like that for many years. And then we sort of dropped Labor Day, and then we noticed fewer and fewer people were coming, and then COVID happened, and it's like, you know what, no more parties for us, we're done. Because I don't think anybody will be disappointed. But that was such a nice thing for a while, because it was like, I don't know, when you're the hostess, it's some work, but also you always have something to go do. And so you don't necessarily have to talk to everybody, but you can also make yourself busy and
everybody.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, everybody.
Right. And so in terms of going to other people's parties, we haven't had like huge amounts of opportunity, but my husband is definitely not the outgoing one, which I guess it seems like every couple, there's somebody who digs parties and somebody who doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
He would be the doesn't. Mm-hmm. And the older I get, like you, Nicole, I feel less and less necessity to go put myself out.
Mm-hmm.
I think I always have thought I enjoyed that.
Yes.
But it wasn't, I had to push myself to do it. I didn't realize it. But then what happens is I go out and I push myself, and then I'm like 150% on. And then I get home and I say, oh my gosh, why did I say those things? What an idiot. Shut up, Terry. And that makes me not want to do it again. So I'm at a point in my life now where I can be old, crotchety Mrs. Morrow never leaves her home. Wave to her as you walk by the window. Zoom. She'll do a Zoom party, and then she'll have a bad connection at some point.
To go.
But it's really hard to push myself to go out now and do things.
Yeah. I find that too.
I really just don't want to.
Which is really kind of like hypocritical of me, because I'm always complaining like, because we moved to this community 10 years ago. And initially we made a lot of, we made some good friends, because mostly because of our kids, right? As your kids get older, it's harder to meet people. And so I'm like, oh, we should have more friends. We should have more people. At the same time, I'm like, oh, I don't want to go meet new people.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm in a bit of a quandary with that one.
Yeah. I really wonder how many people are going to come out of this COVID period of isolation saying, hey, that was nice. Can we just keep doing that? You just stand 6 feet away from me. It'll be fine. I don't care if there's no virus. I'm just more comfortable alone.
Well, we had a situation recently where we were invited to go over to a friend's house, and they made dinner. And we sat in the house and had dinner with them. And my husband and I left, and we're like, you know what? Why do we have to do that? Why can't we go back to COVID days so we would just, get our own dinners. We would get takeout and just meet in someone's backyard, like, one person's backyard. But there was no dishes. There was no, fuss. There was nothing. Like, you just showed up with your takeout food and ate and visited. I was like, that was so easy. Now, don't get me wrong. I loved having the visit with my friends, and we were very grateful for the yummy food that they made. But it was like, wow, why are we going to all this extent when we know there's an easier way?
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that was kind of interesting. I was like, that was one of the good things that came out of COVID.
Yeah.
was the lack of pressure to host.
Right. Yeah. I didn't have to do any of that stuff. I will say that at the the party that I mentioned that we just went to see, we never go. So the one we did go to is like top of mind. But my husband met a man who lives in the neighborhood who we've never met before, who's like 90 years old or 91 or something. And he sat and had a whole like long conversation with this guy because he can do that. And you know, because he just was like, can I sit here? You know, he and his daughter were sitting at a little table, and my husband got his food and just plopped himself down and met this new person. So
wow,
it can happen.
It's nice when that works out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he's now going to go and hang out with this guy.
Right.
But
he
now
made it through the party.
He made it to the party, and now he knows, like, oh, I know the person who lives in that house. And
right.
That's cool.
So
yeah, it's nice when that happens.
Good.
Yeah. Well, I honestly do enjoy a good get together. It just takes a lot of effort to get together. But and of course, if either one of you wanted to come out here to California and have a get together, then we could get together and podcast.
Or we could each buy our own meals and then sit in front of Zoom.
Exactly. It just makes a lot easier. Oh, wow.
I've been getting together with my friend. We used to always go to Barnes and Noble and have our talks, and now we've been having them over Zoom for more than a year. And I said, you know what we should do? We should each take our laptops and go to Barnes and Noble and sit at a table and put the other one across and get like an empty coffee cup to put on the laptop. Like old times. She said, oh yeah, we could use headphones. And I said, no headphones. People used to listen to us all the time. We'll just talk to each other. Like we were there. That's what we need for parties. You just to like, you know, get a bunch of different Zoom screens with one person on it, place them around your living room, and then you can eat all the chips yourself.
Exactly. Yes. And no need to have music playing in the background. You can play our podcast.
That's right.
Easy.
There you go.
Done.
Yes. In fact, you could just play our podcast and pretend we're at a party at your house.
Yeah.
So many solutions.
It's a conversation at my party.
Covered. Well, that's it for today's round 4. Tune in tomorrow when we'll share our roundup of things that we've been using or enjoying lately that we think deserve a shout out. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page, or on Twitter, where you will find us at Roundabout Chat.